Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect and our -7 degrees C frozen hellhole prison. In the previous episode we had a cash flow problem and also the threat of bankruptcy. However, we managed to avert disaster by getting a grant done and then strangely putting in the parole room. Not only does the parole room allow us to run the parole program, which means that if people are paroled early and don't reoffend we get $3,000, but also when they leave there's a space for someone else to come in, which is why we're getting a steady amount of money. In this episode, in terms of building, I want to at least get this cell block and then this cell block done, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We also need to put some more heating in. At the moment, if we go over to our, where would it be, logistics and temperature, you can see that it is fine in most of these areas. It's a little bit chilly in the infirmary and a little bit chilly in the kitchen of all things, but when the cookers are on, it actually is fine. But the main problem areas are the parole room, because it's freezing, and also in the visitation, and that's why a lot of prisoners can have some genuine complaints, and it's currently -9 degrees C, it is dark. I'm going to do a shakedown because, quite frankly, we gain money from finding things, so let's do that. Yeah, so it's something that we need to put in sooner rather than later, so I think I'll do that now. Let's go over to our objects and then to radiator. For the radiator for this area, we're just going to put it there. Don't think we really need more than one, although we could put it right in the center. No, let's just put it on that side. And for the parole, we'll probably put it in that corner there. That corner there, I think, is quite completely acceptable. And, as you've seen there, we have a prisoner walking into the parole, as well as the two, the parole lawyer and parole officer, but they came from the front. Now, this is an ongoing problem, and it is really starting to get annoying because I have been experimenting with things. So if we put that to, well, it's currently not even staff only, so that is set to shared. So I thought originally this walkway here, which we specifically put in, so with the new visitor doors, we put these in specifically so that any visitors don't have to go through into the main body of the prison. The whole point is they'd come in here, then go through these doors, and then they could go through into visitation there or to the parole back there. That was the whole point in doing that. However, it doesn't work because when people come in, like for example, there we go, we've got some visitors here. These are obviously coming to go to the visitation anyway, so let's see what happens. They come in, so this is the, right, I don't know where they're going to sit, but it doesn't really matter because whichever way they go, that is quicker than that. And also, that's a locked door that they can't get through, and that's a locked door that they can't get through. That one they can get through. So it's locked door, open door. Whereas if they go this way, it's not only shorter, but it's locked door, open door. Because the visitors can go through these areas. Yet for some reason they don't. So the only solution I can think of is going over to our, going over to deployment. Others direction. You have two options. You have others direction and you have a prisoner direction. It says this helps give a hint to non-prisoners on which way to go, helps control the flow of people. So if I say in, across, down, across, in, then straight down, and then in there. That is recommending that's where the people go. I'm going to do that as well, just so they try and flow that way. So the kitchen staff should go that way. The visitations should go that way. So let's see if any of that happens. I don't think it will do anything whatsoever. But anyway, let's go over to utilities and to the hot water pipe. I want to run a hot water pipe along to there. I also want to run a hot water pipe along here and then down and then into, cancel that one, actually down, then into there and then to the boiler like so, because these, it doesn't say they require hot water, but, well, they actually do. Right, so you can see we've got some people coming in now. They are new people. We will double check to see if they have traits. They do have traits, but we're not too sure what they are. Certainly no traits like, I was going to say, like, their need of protective custody or anything, but we haven't even got protective custody built, so, yeah. In terms of utilities, we will be running some extra utilities down here. I'm probably going to run it down there and across. Let's just see what happens when these finish their little visit with Sean there. I'm guessing they're going to go out that way. To be fair, this doesn't... there you go, look. So, this guy was taken around that way. So, the visitors... So yeah, so the guards are actually going that way. So that's even worse now. That's not what we want to accomplish at all. So they've gone the wrong way. We're just going to have to keep an eye on what happens around here. We will have to see. But at least we're getting the radiator put in there, and then that radiator is in there. So this is now warming up. So if we double check our logistics here in temperature, that is now 18 degrees, and that is now 90 degrees. That's perfectly acceptable. No problem whatsoever. So here we go. We've got some new visitors, so they are going to come in, and I'm going to put a fair amount of generic credits on them not going that way. I reckon they're going to go out and around, and let's see if any of that... No! It actually functioned exactly how we thought it might. Okay, this is a good thing. I mean, the disadvantage, you understand, is that we've seen what happens when the guards go the wrong way, because they're going to now go that way by default. What if, though? What if? What if? Exactly, what if? There's another option as well, which people have commented on. We put a staff door there, sorry, a visitor door there, so it means they'll just go straight in there. Problem with that is it's a massive security problem, because a large jail door, obviously fairly secure, them doors, not so much. So what I might do then is check out our deployment other direction, and we'll say go along and across and that way and then that way, and then we'll see, hang on, no, cancel that. We'll see if any of that happens. So we'll say up there and then in there. Let's see if that works. So they might go that way, they might go that way. It's just a matter of trying to figure it out and seeing which is the best way for it. At least that person has gone through the parole stuff. He's not actually passed it, but at least they went out. Oh, there you go. Look, so when they're leaving, they actually went out that way. So they're walking out the front. So basically, I don't think it really matters what we do. It's just not going to work as intended. Which is a shame, because the whole point in putting these in and thinking about all of this was to have all of that. Typical. Anyway, we're going to go over to reports and valuation and sell some shares that will allow us to go over to quick build and clone, and then we need to clone this top cell block here with the money that we have just got from selling a couple of shares, and that will not only allow us to get 10 more prisoners, it will kick off the cell block... Oh no, cell block B is to raise it to 50, so we need another couple more. So having one of these is not good enough. I wonder if we can clone the entire thing. We can, but it also costs 10 grand because, as people have rightly pointed out, the white walls are quite expensive. If we go over to that, we can see that the white wall is 50, brick wall is... Oh, brick wall is 50 as well. Oh, so actually, it matters not. No, it is the same price. Okay, doesn't matter. Take it back. I thought it was more expensive, but no, it is exactly the same, so it matters not. Anyway, we will do another shakedown. We are doing shakedowns as much as we can, simply because we get money for doing it. But I think we're probably best on locking... Do you want to lock that open? We'll lock that open, just so they can go in and out and work on that. There has been some discussion regarding putting some metal detectors in the cell blocks. We're not going to do that. The whole point is that we don't really need to, because eventually they always go through here anyway, so it's not a big deal. This set is staff only, so it means that they can't go in and steal stuff and then go back, so that's not a big issue. You can see that the people have come in here, although I didn't really see which way they came, so that's an overdose, but they have then been taken over back to there. That's fine. So we're still having the staff members coming along and using this, which is fine. That's exactly what we wanted. At least this is now nice and warm, which is good. Going to go over to utilities, electrical cable, and we're going to run some electrical cable across, and we're actually going to run it this way, and no, we're going to run it probably from the other side. The reason for that is we'll need to get them buildings anyway. So if we go down... back over and then along like so. The reason for that is these buildings will then be able to be connected as well without any great difficulty. That's my thinking anyway. So as you can see, cell blocks are in. We have some more people arriving. Let's check. We do have Stokel and a couple of other things there. Nothing of, as far as I can tell, great issue. Looks like they are taking the radiator down that way, as we would expect, because they are building down there anyway. We do have some visitation, and I'm going to speed up a little bit just to see what happens with the visitors. And you can see they're actually being brought down here. Well, that's acceptable, because they're following this path and they're getting escorted there anyway. However, I noticed that, as you can see, they've went off that way. So this whole blue line thing here basically just doesn't work. Well, it does work to some degree, but if I remove that bit, maybe it will function. Let's see what happens. We'll force that open. We'll force that open. Sadly, we don't have the staff in order to get these doors open and closed all the time, simply because we've got a lot of people getting searched and then brought to cellars and things like that. So looks like there's an overdose there. This prison is fairly rife with drugs. If we go over to intelligence and then on the right hand side you can see narcotics, there's a very high supply and demand. So that is not good. Not good at all. I don't really know what or if we can do about that. It's something that we knew we were going to have a problem with in terms of the, oh, it's kicked off, so this person has failed their parole hearing, and, well, they've decided that the best way to react is to end up spending more time in here. We haven't got, now they will be punished, but it's only going to be escorted to their cells. We haven't yet got solitary, and I did plan off this as a joke, so we have this outdoor solitary. People have actually said they'd really like that, and it's a bit dark, but I mean, not ruling it out. In terms of heating, obviously we need heating in all of these buildings here, all of them, apart from the ones in the centre. But how are we going to connect them? Well, this boiler is too far away from these two, and this boiler here is probably too far away from that one and that one. So what I'm probably going to do is place a boiler in. I was tempted to put one there and then put one there. However, we could also place one. We could probably also see if we can manage with that to get these two and then place a boiler in that corner, because there's currently no real purpose for it. We could do that, but I'm feeling that it's probably best to have them elsewhere. But I guess the advantage though of having the boilers in these rooms is they actually act like radiators anyway and heat the place up. So long story short, I don't know what we're going to connect up yet. All I do know is that we need to connect this, so we'll do just that. So these, and these will then run up like so. I'll just connect it up to here for now, and we'll actually see sort of the limit of the connecting there. Also, electrical cable we will have to run in there, which will run into, I don't know, about to the middle ground. It doesn't really matter too much. Danger level is going down. Staff morale is high, even though that we've got a couple of things. Where is it? It is in policy. We have a total of 30% pay cut on the staff. Even though we've done that, yeah, it still seems to be working out okay. In terms of prison grading, we've got 9 prisoners released. We need 1 more until we can get the proper rating for that. Let's go over to utilities and then run that across. And then what I want to do is just do that, just to make sure all of this is connected up and lit. Not that there's any great effect for not having it lit, you understand, but there you are. You can see that the toilets in here are being used. We have the phone booths in here, which are also being used. We are feeding the prisoners enough, which is fine, and it is also -8 degrees. I actually really like that this mutator, the one where it brings back it says dreaded exposure effect. Exposure effect being, well, just quite bad. I think people can die from it, but it's quite it's turned the weather stuff from like a slight annoyance that you can sort of ignore for a lot of it to something that you really have to focus on, and it's added a nice little extra facet to it, I think. Anyway, we're going to do a shakedown. We only have we have 143 places to search. So that's quite a number of places, including some of the new one as well. Obviously, we are going to get some consulting fees because of that, because of our warden, which is good. We will be getting a total of 6 extra normal security prisoners in here as well. We can see that, look at that. There we go. That's actually worked now. So the parole lawyer and the parole officer have actually went down in this proper area to use that. So there's no real hard and fast solution to this. Where's Jones going? And why would he be allowed there? I don't know, but you're getting searched. I'm also going to double check. Employment staff only. It's not set to staff only, that's why, because I did change it. And we'll check that to staff only as well. There we go. So all that's now staff only. That person was obviously, Anthony was obviously wanting to go over there just to have a look, just to see what the deal was. We have got a... That's okay. I was going to say, why have they got a dark shirt on? That's not a death row prisoner, right? No, it's just facing game and they've got a dark shirt on. Let me go over to informants here. We got a snitch, and tough. So we have 2 people that are at risk. And that's someone's father, and they're now heading this way and then heading that way. I'm not convinced this really works. Where are they sitting? And they're sitting right at the back there. So what, out of interest, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. Right. And then how much is that one? 12, 6. It's already more. So it is short. It's definitely shorter going that way. I don't know what the game's playing at. I'm obviously missing something. It can't be. It can't be that they haven't got the pathing right. After 10 years of the game being... however long. 5+, I'm guessing. Yeah. Anyway. So, we're going to stop that shakedown. We've got other things to be dealing with, like escort people to their cells. The advantage, however, is that we will be able, after a couple of paroles, to hopefully be able to get... these are all lit up now, which is good. Danger level is increasing. They're saying they have been searched unnecessarily. That is not the case. We do need to force that open. Force that open, force that open. You can see they're all being escorted around here. Even though this is staff only, things are still in use there. Or is it because that's staff only now? To be fair, that with the way they walked, it might be because that was staff only. Let's change that bit to shared then. See what happens. No, they went out the front. Okay, I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. I would like to have it. Apparently they're sitting on that side. Peer review, I think. Yep, that's peer review. Don't know who they're reviewing, but there you are. Let's go to deployment, assign guards, and we currently have patrols. Blue patrol. We'll have a blue patrol on the front here, and then set that up there, and we'll assign guards to that. There we are. So we've got guards assigned to each one of these, and also one in the parole. So actually, out of the 10 guards we've got, 4 of them are assigned to certain tasks, which isn't great, but it's not too bad either. With these staff morale being high, I'm going to give them a pay cut of 10% again, which is really, really bad when you consider that, yeah, we are actually, they've got a 40% pay cut, but staff morale is still high. I'm not too sure why that is, but there you go. We'll have to just keep an eye on that one. Let's have a quick actually look at the needs of the staff. We can see that their rest and warmth needs, we have some critical needs. That'll be the ones that are wandering outside. Some of the other ones is fine. We've got clothing, drugs, alcohol, spirituality, literature, and luxury needs that don't go to true critical because they can't be critical. It's just high demand. Let's go to cloning there, and we'll just double check that we have got that selected, which we have, and it is blocked, so we're going to have to do the foundations first, of course. So we'll place these in here, and we'll get the foundations done. We are not going to auto-light because this will be a clone job, so we'll just get the doors put in. Large jail door, we've actually already got one in stock. Foundations, auto-light is off, and then building brick, we'll do the rest of that in a moment. Haven't done a shakedown, haven't done a tunnel search. This is obviously quite dangerous for tunnels because it's just straight across. We should really put in some road gates and such, but it ain't going to happen. We just don't really have the money for that sort of thing. Let me force that door open. There we are. It says requires entrance. It will get there and will be placed. Oh no, it won't, because you need to place building brick across like that, and then that will now generate that properly. 2 overdoses there. Wow, good grief. They're going to come along and they're going to put them 2 bits in the front, and then that's now going to generate. There we are, which does take a little bit of time to draw in. It has done. Has been done. There we go. So over quick build cloning once again, we can just clone the room to the right. Yes, by the way, I know it's not actually connected up to the water yet, but actually hot water's in, just the cold water isn't. So we should probably run the large pipe down then. So the large pipe we will run probably once again across and then back over, because we are going to have these ones connected as well. So yes, it's going to cost more money, but I think overall it's worth it. And was Dennington just sitting in that office chair? Of all the people that could be at the front and guarding the reception, it's a prisoner. I mean, I know we've got a lot of people working in here, but there you go. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go over to rooms and then cleaning cupboard, and I'm going to designate the old cleaning cupboard that we did for a grant as a cleaning cupboard, and then we're going to logistics, prison labour, not assign people that because it's not closed in, so I can't do that. So I'm going to have to put a door in there, and then it doesn't really matter what tiles because this is going to be removed anyway. So there you are. This is going to be, actually let's think about it logically. We are eventually going to be using this room, so we'll do that. And then that is pretty much the final one, because then we can just go and build stuff down that side. Actually, no, put it right in the middle, because this is probably going to be where we have our dogs and such in there. So we'll get that cleaning cupboard on. This is obviously accessible by the prisoners. Something that we didn't originally want to do, but we might as well get the cleaning cupboard in. It means that they can clean the place up. So there you are. We have 5,732,000 in the kitty, receiving 2,100 per day. Obviously, that's plus and minus many things. Staff morale is still high for some reason. Let me check the staff. Let me check someone on break. So they have a rest and warmth need being fulfilled. So I really don't know. Look at that. Yeah, tired. It says tired. Staff prefer to rest in staff room, carrying jail keys, carrying baton. So not pissed off because of lack of payment. Interestingly, gonna go over to utilities and small pipe. Gonna run the pipe along like so, along like so. I think that's how we've got it in the other one. Yeah, something like that. You notice I haven't even connected these up. As long as you've got hot water by the look of it, it works perfectly fine. So we will do a shakedown. As I said, keep doing this. Mainly the micromanaging, the to get money, because we do get our consulting fee, and also because of the amount of drugs that are in this facility, it's probably best for us. Probably best for us to do something like this. And lots of mobile phones. Strangely, that they are finding in the shower. I hope they're waterproof, but I'm gonna guess not. And also, Matthew was wandering down here for some reason. Let me search them. Oh no, just totally innocent. There you go. So, finishing off the pipework here. That's all now clean. Obviously, we now have got the cleaning cupboard. A lot of this won't be able to be cleaned because it is staff only. Not that it's that easy to see these days. That's staff only, that's staff only. That one is not staff only. All these are. And on the outside. Danger levels going up. Saying that unnecessarily searched recently. Well, we have searched them, to be fair. So, yeah, that's to be expected. And are the prisoners working? Yes, they are. We have our big sort of cleaning swarm going around. And they're going to clean around here, are they? Or are they wanting to go through here? Yeah, they're actually just wanting to go that way, because it's a lot quicker for them. Oh, and then straight away it goes to lock up, and then they all have to go back in there. We should have our grading, though. Ooh. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Look at all the overdoses. As soon as they got to lock up, 3 overdoses. Wow. So, reoffending rate, 41%. Okay. That's quite bad. Punishment 5 mid-ground, reform low. Well, we haven't ran any programs for reform anyway, so that's to be expected. Security is higher than I would have thought with the amount of people that we have. Health is about where I expected it to be with the amount of drugs in the facility. No staff fatalities. 2 deaths in custody, that was the overdoses. No escapes, and 3 have been paroled early with 0% reoffending. That's the one that we really wanted to focus on. So we know that basically we're doing all right, but the problem is we just don't have the reform. We need to get some reform programs sooner rather than later. I'm going to sell some more shares simply because I need to get this done. I need to get this in. We need to get some more prisoners. So, while I'm doing that as well, concrete tiles. This isn't a waste. The floor around here is not a waste. Obviously, the prisoners are traversing around here anyway, so it's worth them doing that. In terms of our programs, parole hearings on the go. Kitchen safety, 9 are interested, so we will fire that back up again. We did stop that for quite a while, simply because it didn't seem to be worth it. There wasn't a lot of people interested in that anymore, so it's good that we've done that. So this is going to go in. Obviously, we've got double lights in there. So what I'm going to do is dismantle some of these, because we just don't need it. So let me go over to, where is it? Objects, and dismantle, and I want to dismantle any double lights. So there's a double light in there, and there. Get rid of all those lights. We will obviously cancel them. I can't really cancel them yet in there, simply because of where they are, because it'll cancel other things as well. But it also means that one... Ah, no, that's fine. There won't be in this one because this one was where I had auto light on. That's all that was. So dismantle that one, dismantle that one, and that's fine. So more overdoses, as we can see. We are doing our utmost to make sure they come back in, and when it's on high speed you can see them smashing the head against the door. It's just the nature of the beast. I don't know why, it just seems to happen. But at least now we're getting further on. We do still have 2 snitches. We need to make sure they're safe. If we go over to the informants, we can see that we do have some snitches. We've got snitch and snitch. Obviously, if any of these guys were to have things like deadly or, I was going to say unstable, but that's not the correct trait name, instigator or violent or anything like that, then that would be quite worrying. As it is, they don't, so it's not too much of an issue. Let me get that one dismantled and that one dismantled. And you see they're now focusing on this. But there won't be any... Well, there will be lighting in the shower because apparently that shower pillar, you can have a light above it. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know you could have that. Anyway, so we're going to bring some more parole soon. I'm going to receive 4 normal prisoners. I will prioritise the building of that. I think it's already prioritised anyway because there's nothing else to build. I would like that to have been completely finished just so we get more prisoners, but alas, it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. Staff morale is still high even though we have reduced that payment there. Let's see if this person here, this is a visitor coming in, they are going to follow this path. It seems to be quite random where they're going to sit. Right at the bottom. Yeah. So we have received another bit of intake. Let's have a quick look. We have an unknown trait there and also a face in game there. Adam Cheetah Dial, prison number 0221080. Mechanical engineer and certified emergency medical technician. There you go. Became a mercenary after serving the US Navy. Honourable discharge, arrested by classified at redacted while classified. Tried and sentence paperwork seems very shady since 4 years for assaulting an officer. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, it looks like good grief. So, James Damond, you can see, has 2 symbols on their name there. That is alcohol dependency as well as drug dependency. Intoxication. They are actually intoxicated. Recent misconduct. So reform is something that other prisons do. Anyway, we're going to go over to our hot water pipe and we'll see just how far this thing can run. And I can't place anything because they haven't built a bit at the back. Oh well. Okay, we will leave it there. We now have 10 grand. Next episode, what I will do is get a couple more guards because I think that would be worth it. And we will continue on building. I have got everything that I wanted to build in here as well as some extra bits. I didn't plan on doing all the plumbing around here, but I think it's a sensible decision. Next episode, as I said, we'll go ahead and see what we can do. I'm wanting to get at least this cell block done and perhaps a couple of these rooms. Ideally, I want to get in the classroom and I want to get in probably some... I think probably start running some programs would be worth it, simply because the prison reoffending rate is shockingly bad. But obviously it means money, but we need basically to get the other cell block in first. That'll give us one of the grants done. Then we've got other grants that we can pick up, and because it's 50 prisoners, you can get even more, such as tool cleanup and things like that. Or actually, I think tool cleanup, at least 40 prisoners, so we can actually do that, yeah, shortly. We can actually stop manufacturing facility and go for find 10 illegal narcotics, which is now straight away done. And then we'll go for manufacturing facility, which gives us a nice chunk of change. We will decrease the bank loan by... Oh, we can. I thought I was going to be able to decrease it by a little bit, but it looks like that is not going to be the case. Okay, we'll see how we get on. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.